Protein is essential and one of the most important elements for proper functioning of the human body. You've probably wondered many times why you get sick or why you can't cope with a simple cold or flu. And protein is mainly diet and cheese. And if cheese, then cheesecake. But can you buy healthy cheesecake? Can you actually buy anything healthy in a supermarket? If you know such a product, let me know in the comments, because I've tested on TikTok supermarkets like Aldi, Lidl, Tesco, Asda, Sainsbury's, Mark & Spencer and Waitrose. And you know what? I couldn't believe the results. It simply doesn't matter whether you're a healthy young mom from Harrogate or an Uber driver from Liverpool, we all eat the same food. Some people just pay more. I'm planning to move my series of meat and food tests from TikTok to YouTube. Although, due to their uncompromising and critical nature, they might not always appear in your search results. So I recommend subscribing and checking the channel regularly yourself. Cheesecake. Who doesn't love it? I was wondering what to make the first factual video about, apart from my silly series like how I decided to become a YouTuber at 50. The main goal of my channel is to show you healthy products and recipes, but I also want to find a bit of relaxation and music here. Me, a guy who loves meat, makes sausages, fried steaks, and I start with a cheesecake. Cheesecake is cottage cheese, and cottage cheese contains about 20 grams of protein per 100 grams. Here we have everything we need to make a cheesecake ourselves. 1 kilogram of cottage cheese, fresh milk, well, from which I'll make the cottage cheese. Remember, fresh milk is also an excellent source of protein. Just 1 glass contains about 10 grams of protein. We also need 10 eggs. Yeah, I've got duck eggs, yeah, and a block of butter. Cornstarch, so the cheesecake is gluten-free. Sugar, like most natural products we use. Many recipes also suggest finely grated orange peel, but honestly, unless you live in Spain with a Bentley park outside your house and an orange grove next to your olive trees, and instead you live in gloomy, rainy England and buy oranges from supermarket, I strongly advise against it. The chemicals sprayed on fruit peels are something we don't want here. This channel is meant to be healthy, but we have something better to add at the end. Homemade jam from wild blackberries picked in Sherwood Forest. No chemical sprays, pure nature. In one of the next videos, I'll show you how easy it is to make jams from wild fruits, which contain more vitamins than all supermarket fruits combined. Believe or not, today's supermarket fruits and vegetables contains only a small fraction of what they did in the 90s, 80s. It's estimated at around 20%, at most of what nutrition tables claim. And before comments starts like, "You're stealing from the forest," yes guys, of course I am. And if you're on this channel, I'll teach you how to steal too. When we were kids and used to steal fruits from our neighbors' trees, we always said, "Stolen tastes best." Today, maybe that's changed, not sure. Ingredients scary? Then let's go to see whether we can find a cheesecake in the shop. We didn't want to buy many of them. I'll tell you the secret. I don't intend to try them. I won't give them to my kids. And unfortunately, my mother-in-law didn't visit. So let's look at the ingredients. Wheat flour. Wheat flour, calcium, folic acid, iron, niacin, thiamine, full fat soft cheese, milk, 15%, sugar, palm oil, Belgian dark chocolate, cocoa mass, sugar, emulsifier, soya lecithins, flavoring, water, pasteurized egg, single cream glucose syrup, invert sugar syrup, corn flour, modified maize starch, fat-reduced cocoa powder, salt, emulsifiers, polyglycerol, esters of fatty acids, mono and diglycerides of fatty acids, raising agent, sodium bicarbonate, dried skimmed milk. That was the hardest part, just reading all of this. Unbelievable, right? When was the last time you read the ingredients of a cheesecake? Guys, remember, less means more. Now, again at the ingredients of homemade cheesecake. Healthy for you and your children. Food for thoughts. And this is just the beginning of our series on how to live healthy. We also once believed we could trust what we were sold, but when our children were born, we started to question everything, especially after we bought Johnson & Johnson's baby powder for our first child, and thankfully never used it. Once we started learning how it's produced and where it comes from, the midwife who visited us looked at us like we were aliens when we said we'd never use it. And you know what? We've had many more situations like that in life. Today, I'd really like to see her face after her parents received compensation from that company for the death of child caused by asbestos in that powder. You can easily find videos about it on YouTube. So, if you are still here with me, let's move on to the benefits of eating cheese. Dietary recommendations are often based on strange narratives, definitely not supported by solid scientific evidence. Today, apart from checking whether the cheesecake you know from supermarket shelves offer anything beyond taste, you will also learn the real benefits of dairy consumption. A controversial topic, but definitely a tasty one. Benefit number 1. Protein increase satiety and can boost metabolism, helping with weight loss or rather healing. Protein is the main building block of your body, so in healthy diet, focus on protein. Protein, protein and protein again. Most hard and soft cheeses contain between 18 to 25 grams of protein per 100 grams. And remember absorption, especially in times when synthetic vitamin and mineral supplementation is extremely common. Many people who go to the gym rely on artificial supplements, forgetting that the most bioavailable nutrients come from nature, not factories. Not to mention that the supplement industry is one of the most corrupt markets alongside food. Do you remember the horse meat scandal in lasagna? Or the recent one, honey production scandals? If you haven't heard, don't worry, you will find on this channel. Because the real question is, does anyone actually care about you and your children anymore? Which cheese contains the most protein? Parmesan, about 35 grams per 100 gram. Protein also supports immunity. If you want to live long and healthy, don't ignore it. Otherwise, at 40 or 50, you might become best friend with your GP. People today struggle with the flu for weeks. Children get sick 3-4 times a year. In many cases, the reason is diet. But think, I buy milk, honey, eat steaks, but do those labels really help you? Greek yogurt contains 15 to 18 grams of protein per standard tube. Yes, yogurt. But what about supermarket milk? In upcoming episodes, I'll show you how easy it is to make yogurt from fresh farmer milk. Cheese and yogurt are also rich in vitamins A, K2, B6, B12 and zinc, which gives you incredible immunity. If you eat quality dairy, there is no need for synthetic supplements. Benefit number 2: calcium. Dairy products have always been considered an excellent source of calcium, strengthening bones and reducing fracture risk. I remember school days in Poland 40 years ago. Every child got a glass of fresh milk in the morning. I don't know if it was the same in the UK, but today English school food is some of the worst imaginable. I've even heard about kids being rewarded with McDonald's vouchers for attendance. Unbelievable. But we live in the world where children are taught from an early age that this is a reward. I know my content will be niche. I don't expect views like a Gordon Ramsay McDonald's advert, but I hope it reaches at least a few people. That advert really shocked me. How can someone be considered a great chef after something like that? Remember Ronaldo moving Coca-Cola bottles away from at a press conference? That's the right attitude. Benefit number 3: health. High-fat fermented dairy products like cheese and yogurt have a neutral and often positive effect on health. Fermented food feed good bacteria, and your gut is the first line of defense against viruses and bacteria. Healthy gut, healthy you. Don't be afraid of natural fats from cheese or milk. Butter comes from milk, and like everything natural, it shouldn't scare you. In 2014, The Times published an article that should open many eyes. What people ate for thousands of years suddenly became bad, until a few years later isn't again. Benefit 4: taste. And with that, we move on to making our cheesecake. Then we'll make compare with the one you can buy in the supermarket. So to make 1 kilo of cottage, we need around 6 liters of raw milk. Protein is essential and one of the most important elements for proper functioning of the human body. You've probably wondered many times why you get sick or why you can't cope with a simple cold or flu. And protein is mainly diet and cheese. And if cheese, then cheesecake. But can you buy a healthy cheesecake? Can you actually buy anything healthy in a supermarket? If you know such a product, let me know in the comments, because I've tested on TikTok supermarkets like Aldi, Lidl, Tesco, Asda, Sainsbury's, Mark and Spencer and Waitrose. And you know what? I couldn't believe the results. It simply doesn't matter whether you're a healthy young mom from Harrogate or an Uber driver from Liverpool, we all eat the same food. Some people just pay more. I'm planning to move my series from TikTok of meat and food tests to YouTube, also due to their I'm planning to move my series of meat and food tests from TikTok to YouTube. Also, due to their uncompromising and critical nature, they might not always appear in your search results, so I recommend subscribing and checking the channel regularly yourself.
Now, how cooked is free speech? One man has found out the hard way. He was arrested earlier this month while protesting outside an area in the Lake District where a new mosque is planned to be built. The alleged crime, saying "We love bacon" in a sing-song voice. Certainly provocative, but is a truism in Britain. According to Cumbria Police, to prevent crime and disorder, a proactive dispersal order was in place to enable
kids know, yes, it's time to get married. thought my love was the only one to decorate your heart. What a lie, what a sad rhyme. Was it fake? The kisses, the big plans. Well, it's been great. You're ruining everything, everything. see the candles come as the year gone by. I'll thrive for perfection now, and consumption so high. I know it's cold outside, but give me your hand so I can show you what love is. Dear Christmas, I want you so, but I don't need the presents, just wishing for snow and some company by those that I hold close. So Christmas, no need to be perfect, just don't wanna be here alone. I don't wanna be here alone. When I dream of Christmas, it's not always joy, but that's okay with me as long as you're here. I know it's cold outside, but give me your hand so I can show you what love is. Dear Christmas, I want you so, but I don't need the presents, just wishing for snow and some company by those that I hold close. So Christmas, no need to be perfect, just don't wanna be here alone. I don't wanna be here alone. Drive alone in December rain. They play my favorite song. I see a snowflake melt on the deck. I'm awful cold and longing for the holiday, counting days until you're here. I've been waiting this whole year. Dear Christmas, Christmas, Christmas night. I know you may suffer light, but together we're alright. You know we're ready for Christmas. Can't wait to head back home. When the sleigh bells call, I hit the road. Baby, let it snow. We're ready for Christmas. Why you so far yet close? I think I hear them call. So baby, let it snow. Deck the house, that's when the snow starts falling. I pick all the presents up for you, decorate the fireplace for two. I keep waiting all night, all night. Wish upon a starlight, starlight. I sleep under the mistletoe. Wake me up with a kiss on my nose. It feels so magical, yeah, look where we were small. Someone's been here and there, the star kiss for all. Christmas, Christmas, Christmas night. I know you may suffer like, but together we're alright. You know we're ready for Christmas. Can't wait to head back home. When the sleigh bells call, I hit the road. Baby, let it snow. We're ready for Christmas. Why you so far yet close? I
Merry Christmas, baby. Reindeer's coming out to play. Santa Claus is packing the presents, making sure you've been behaving okay. Merry Christmas, honey. Yeah. The snowman's dusting off his hat, putting on the show for everybody, to give him a smile that lasts another year. There's something that happens when sleigh bells are ringing, when December ends, when the children are singing, yeah. It's Merry Christmas, baby. Ooh, yeah. There's room at the table for big and for small. All the fire is popping, the chestnuts are cracking, yeah. Merry Christmas, baby. Merry Christmas, baby. The snow is laying 2 feet deep. Now wish upon a falling star, so all your secret dreams can come true. There's something that happens when sleigh bells are ringing, when December ends, when the children are singing, yeah. It's Merry Christmas, baby. Ooh, yeah. There's room at the table for big and for small. All the fire is popping, the chestnuts are cracking, yeah. Merry Christmas, baby. There's something